Hi boys and girls, and welcome back to another virtual Wiggly Wednesday. My name is Ranger Leah, and I am so excited to have you again in my backyard. It's starting to look like summertime around here. My grass is green, my trees have full, big, thick green leaves, and the air is definitely getting warmer. Today we are going to celebrate a holiday. Now a holiday is a special day where we get to celebrate something. Now it's not Christmas and it's not Easter or Thanksgiving. This month on June 14th we will celebrate Flag Day, where we celebrate our nation's flag. Our country's flag is a symbol. Now I don't mean a symbol like on a drum set. A symbol is an object, and it can be any object, that stands for something else. Now let's look at some symbols that maybe you might recognize. Here's the first one. What is that? That's a heart. Now what do you think of when you see a heart? What do you think it stands for? That's right, a heart stands for love. It's what we see around Valentine's Day. All right, now, what do we have here? That's right, it's a pumpkin. Now, what do you think a pumpkin would stand for? What do we think of when we see a pumpkin? That's right, Halloween. Let's do a few more. All right, this one may be a little tougher. You know what that is? That's right, you guys are so smart. That is a dollar sign. Now what do you think the dollar sign stands for? That's right, it stands for money. All right, last one. All right, what do you think this symbol is? The arrows going around in a triangle. 3 arrows. That's right, this is the recycling symbol. So when we see this symbol, we know it means recycling. Our country's flag is a symbol of what we think is important, who we try to be. Now a flag is just a piece of cloth. It can be a rectangle shape like our country's flag, like the United States flag, or it can be in a triangle, and it has different shapes, different colors, different symbols that tell you what the people of that country think is important. And it doesn't have to be just a country. It can be a state or a team or a club. But whatever it is, that flag stands for what those people think is important. Now you can think of the people that live here in our country, that live in the United States, as members of a team, where we try to work together to make the team the best that it can be. Now what are our team's colors? That's right, red, white, and blue. And each of these colors stands for something that we think is important. It represents something. And represents just means it stands for something. The color red stands for us being strong and brave. The color white stands for us being clean and good. The color blue stands for us being careful, patient, and fair. That is what we want to be as a country. Now, what do the stars and the stripes stand for? The stars stand for each of the states in the United States. And if you counted all of these, there are 50, because we have 50 states. States like South Carolina and North Carolina, where we live. Now the stripes stand for the first 13 states. A long time ago, 250 years ago, there were only 13 states. So that's why we have 13 stripes. All right, boys and girls, for our craft today, we are going to make our very own flag. But instead of today's flag with its 50 stars, we are going to make a Betsy Ross flag with 13 stars in a circle in the rectangle of blue. Now this is the flag that we had when we first became a country And then, so this is what it's going to end up looking like. Now the items you will need for your craft are a piece of white computer paper, 8.5 by 11, a pencil, and if you have a ruler that's helpful as well, a red crayon, a piece of blue construction paper that you are going to cut into a rectangle that is 3.5 inches by 5.5 inches, a glue stick, a pair of scissors to cut that construction paper, a paper plate, and white washable paint. Now to begin, you're going to take that piece of white computer paper and within it draw a rectangle. And within that large rectangle that pretty much takes up the entire piece of paper, in the upper left-hand corner, you are going to make a rectangle that is 3.5 inches by 5.5 inches across there. In the rest of the rectangle, you're going to draw the stripes of our flag. And each of these stripes is about a 1/2 inch thick. So 1/2 inch thick stripes, 13 all the way down here. Okay? And I will also post a JPEG of this document for those of you that just want to print it out. Now once you've got the rectangle and those stripes drawn on there, you are going to take your red crayon and color in the stripes. Every other. It's red then white, red then white. And do that all the way down until every other stripe is colored red. Now, that rectangle that you cut from the blue construction paper, the one that's 3.5 inches by 5.5 inches, you're going to take your rectangle and your glue stick, and you are going to glue the blue rectangle into that upper left-hand corner of your flag. So I'll put my glue down here and glue that rectangle onto there. So now we've got our blue field, our stripes across here that are colored in as needed, and now we're going to do the stars. And for a Betsy Ross flag, those stars are in a circle in the blue field. So you will be taking your white paint here, the white washable paint, putting it onto your plate, and then using your finger and putting 13 stars in a circular pattern. So mine is not quite as crafty as I'm sure some of you kiddos are, but there it is, a complete Betsy Ross flag. What are some places where you see the United States flag? Do you have one at your house? Do you have one at your school? Have you seen one when you come and visit me at our park? Have you seen one at the post office? When you see the flag, what do you think, or how do you feel? If it makes you think of all the wonderful things that we try to be as a country, strong and brave and clean and good and patient and fair, then you are feeling patriotic. That is who we are trying to be as people that live in the United States. So the next time you see a flag, think of all those wonderful things and let's try to be them together. Thank you for joining me for another virtual Wiggly Wednesday, kids. I hope that you had fun learning about the flag, and I hope that you come see me again in the park really soon. Have a great day.